I remember being younger in high school, going to like Forever 21, shopping at H&M and seeing like a nice denim jacket, but it'll have like a piece of slice patch on the back or something. I'm like, man, that kind of messed the whole thing up. But I'm seeing a bigger picture though. You just gotta have tunnel vision with it. But eventually, I ain't gonna say it on camera, but eventually, things go how I plan on them going. First part of elevating. You sometimes you gotta leave some stuff behind.
Three major things that they need to teach that they don't teach: how to buy a house, how to buy a car, and about credit cards. Welcome back, you guys. Back with another episode 3 of Talkin Ish. Here with my bro Ryan, and have him talk about his brand, how he came up with it, what made him come up with it, and some other stuff. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys. Passed over 1,000 subscribers, 30K views, a lot of engagement. I just want to say I appreciate all of you guys because I do this for you guys. I want you guys to see everybody from Chicago. I want Chicago to be put on, all the entrepreneurs, hairstylists, YouTubers, all that. So I just thank you guys. Appreciate all the love. And we just get into it. If you didn't watch the last 2 episodes, go watch that with Bird and Kato. Really good content, really good. And go watch that other video of me and Bird with the one-on-one. Go like, comment, subscribe on that. And we'll just get into it. So Ryan, talk about your brand real quick. We all got these hats here. We'll just talk about it.
So my brand name is Meliora Clothing. Meliora is a Latin word for pursuit of the better. That's what it means in Latin. So I wanted to put like a twist on it to basically go high end. So have 2 meanings, an American meaning and a foreign meaning. So it means better days are coming.
Okay. Where did you find it? Like, what do you mean like it's Latin? Like, do you speak Latin?
So I took a little bit of Spanish. So I learned Spanish from kindergarten all the way through high school, well, to 10th grade. But my big bro, Roper Rich, his brand is called Richezza. So in Italian, Richezza means wealth. So I'm like, man, that's cool to have a little twist on it, have 2 different meanings in it. So I knew what I wanted to have, like the meaning of my brand. I knew I wanted to, kind of create like a story from it to connect with people who, rock with the brand. So it means better days are coming. So I knew like the message I was trying to portray, I just needed to find a word. So I literally just looked on Google. I did a lot of research, but I was trying to find like a specific language that, kept the meaning, but it wasn't too far, not too long of a word, or it's just one word. So I ended up stumbling upon Meliora. And my mother's name is Melanie, so her nickname is Melly Mel, so I kind of pay homage to her with the name as well.
Okay, so what is this brand? Is it like a clothing brand? Is it, because I've seen you start with hats right now, but I seen you dipped into like hoodies, shirts, even puffer coats. So why did you start with hats first?
So I just wanted to be different. I did my research, so I wanted to do a clothing brand back in like 2020. It was really during COVID. I had all that time on my hands, so I'm like, man, I got to come out with a new skill over this time. So I just wanted to be different. So it kind of took me some time to eventually, get the clothing brand going, but I played baseball. So I have an older sister named Kira, so me and my younger brother Kyle, whenever she like, you know how women are when they shopping, they take all day, they go in for one thing, end up grabbing like 10 other things. So we always go to the mall with her, and she would always take us to Lids. So she would kind of like bribe us and be like, you could customize a hat if you come to Lids with me and everything. So me and my little brother would be like, whatever, she'll feed us and everything. So we weren't tripping. So just having a love for, putting my own twist on things. Or I remember being younger in high school, going to like Forever 21, shopping at H&M and seeing like a nice denim jacket, but it'll have like a piece of slice patch on the back or something. I'm like, man, that kind of messed the whole thing up. So eventually it just started like, if I could put this on this or put this on this and put my own twist on it, then I know how I like it. And another thing, I was really into shoes. So I have a bunch of shoes, but I never find anything to really go with them. So I'm like, the only way to find something to go with them is to make it myself. So I just started making my own stuff.
That sounds relatable to mine, since I started in 2022, but I didn't have anything really. Like, I just started with the vision, and then I started designing it probably like the summer, like 2020, when everything got shut down was March. Then that summer, June, July, I started designing. I probably didn't put out my first piece probably to like September, October, November. And that's because people was pressuring me like, man, this fire, drop it in, this fire, drop it. and I didn't know nothing about like the clothing brand industry. Like I just got everything. I got smalls, mediums, large, extra larges. And right now I still got a bunch of larges and extra large. This right here is a large. I know I
So
could rock it, but like I really wear a medium.
you gotta give your stuff a shout out, man.
Yeah, I rock a large just because I could rock it as a oversized. But it's called One Life. I talked about it in the first episode, but I could talk about it some more. One Life. It's 2020. I was just like depressed and stuff. Nothing was going on. I used to hoop, so that was stopped. Got a job, 9 to 5. It was just bad. So I really asked myself one question, like, what is life really? Like, what's the purpose of life? And then I had, like, when I was working at the gym, I still work there. I had, like, a bunch of members come up to me. I was making them laugh, and I really found like my purpose was just to like make others smile or laugh or do things for others, make their day better. Because that's all I do at my job is make them feel better, and that makes me feel better. So I came up with the name One Life, came up with the mission statement or purpose in life was to live it like it's your last. Because if you knew your death date, then you would be living totally different than what you are now. Like say you wake up, you got a shitty day, or you just moping around. Like, yeah, if you know tomorrow was your last day, you would do half the things on your bucket list. You would tell people you love them. So why not just say it anyway, every day?
Sure.
So that's basically the purpose. And you know, I really don't try to get into it just because everybody got a clothing brand or everybody's doing this for money. I don't really do it for money. I do it just to change people's lives. So
no, I rock with that for sure.
That's One Life.
For sure.
But yeah, man, you've been around my friends. Yeah, we mutual friends, but we never really met for real. So how did you meet, like, you know, Q, KC, Lamar, and them?
So like KC and Lamar, like LB, those like my blood cousins. So I grew up with them, and then Q always would be around. So I grew up with Q. So it's like we got a lot of mutuals based off like family and everything, and I feel like that's why I took so long. Cause I'll be out the way, but I'll be in the mix if that makes sense. So, you know, I'll be knowing what's going on and everything. I just don't be around as much cause I'll be having a lot of stuff going on. But it's kind of just like growing up with them, then just having mutuals for real.
Yeah, I felt like, cause like you've been around them, and it's like, why haven't we met? Like, cause they would talk about you, and I'd be like, why didn't I meet them or something like that? I'll think that.
No, for sure.
But yeah, I grew up with Q. He stayed like 2-3 houses down from me. I met them at school, Ashburn. It's probably the best decision I went. Like the best decision I made was to go to Ashburn, meet those people, and meet all those great people.
Yeah, I know like all of Ashburn though, cause I grew up around all so like G-Ball, you know, everybody.
Yeah. Are you a full-time entrepreneur or half part-time working? Talk about that.
So right now I still do got a 9 to 5, but eventually, you know, I want to go, you know, full-time entrepreneur. But right now it's part-time. But you know, I'm seeing a bigger picture though. You just gotta have tunnel vision with it. Well, eventually, I ain't gonna say it on camera, but you know, eventually, you know, things go how I plan on them going. You know, first part of elevating. You know, sometimes you gotta leave some stuff behind. So eventually, yeah, I plan to. You know,
do you see any differences in what do you see like the big differences in the 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship?
Just being your own boss. Like, there's nothing better than that. At the end of the day, you working a 9 to 5. People gonna know you're gonna either be on salary or you're gonna be on minimum wage. So they gonna still know at the end of the day how much you're gonna be making. They gonna take out taxes. You know, it's gonna be like, man, they still know how much you're making. And you know, they create your schedule and stuff. You just have to tell them your availability, but they really got control. You're working for them at the end of the day, and they're working for somebody else at the end of the day. So why not have your own stuff when you be the boss? You work when you want to work. But really being an entrepreneur, you're working 24/7. It really never ends. So
yeah.
Well, I'd rather just be in control of my own stuff. I don't want to work for nobody. I want to be free. Have my own stuff going.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. I still got, that's one of my reasons, but the main reason why I really want to pursue entrepreneurship is for the time. Like, I work 40 hours a week right now, and not a lot of time to work on my brand and what I want to do, spend time with my family. So that's the reason I want to pursue it, really. I feel like I can deal with a boss or like I can work under somebody as long as I got that time. Like
For sure.
if I was working for somebody big and I was learning, like you don't learn nothing when you work for a job really.
Yeah.
Like they teach you something like the first 2 weeks and then you doing that for like what 10, 20 years, 30 years.
And you gotta
Same
look at it
thing.
like this. Like one thing you can't get back is time. And when you working for somebody else, you're trading your time for money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're not enjoying it. If you got your own business or whatever, you enjoy doing what you love, so you're not trading your time for money. It's not even for the money at that point because you know it's gonna be the revenue gonna be flowing in. But it's like I feel like it's a trap, like because there's so much more. Our mind is the strongest part of our body, and we don't really get to tap in today. I feel like working a 9 to 5. I feel like we caged in.
Definitely are. Definitely
For
are.
sure.
It starts at school though.
Yeah, they don't teach us what we need to like. My senior year was the first year I ever took like a financial class. And I'm like, that's the only class I feel like I really needed besides like, obviously reading, literature, stuff like that. But I'm like, man, that's what they need to teach us. How to get good credit, how to write a check, stuff like that, financial stuff that we gonna really need in real life. Like the math is part of it as well, but stuff that we really need so we can buy property, stuff like that. We gotta learn that type of stuff in school.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to somebody about this. I was like, it's three major things that they need to teach that they don't teach. How to buy a house, how to buy a car, and about credit cards.
Credit, for sure.
Credit cards, how to buy a house, how to buy a car. Those like three things that go together, but like they don't teach and it needs to be taught. But they got stuff like, man, it was this one girl that showed me her schedule. And it's no hate. I swear it's no hate to y'all. But they had in college they had an LGBTQ class, like history or something. And I thought that was crazy because I literally talked a week ago like we need a class about how to buy a house, how to buy a car, and teach about credit, everything about credit, what you need to do to build your credit. The mistakes you make, because everybody makes mistakes with credit. It's like like you learn as you go with credit. Like they don't teach it.
You
I don't know
you
why.
learn.
So I thought that was crazy just seeing that. But it's no hate. I swear it's no hate. Don't cancel me. Don't do none of that. But yeah, I see you get a lot of attention from the MLB players, man. MLB players. Talk about how'd you get into that?
So really, it's just I play baseball. So I got a younger brother that plays in college right now as well. But we played travel ball, and a lot of people who we played with or trained with back then, or when we got training from like former college players or MLB players, we just would like build relationships with them over time. So just networking and everything. But like my first Cubs game, it was shout out Ethan Roberts. I DM'd him. It's when he first got called up. I had DM'd him and everything. And we like set up a game, but we were setting it up for, my birthday and everything. I was trying to wait till my brother came home from school and everything so we could like surprise our mom. So he ended up getting injured. So he hit me like the weekend of like his last week and everything. He was like, we could still get a game going. So it was just like last minute. I had to have somebody take care of the hat for me and everything because I was stuck at my 9 to 5 at work. Took care of that. It ended up being the game ended up being the night of my brother's prom. So he couldn't go to the first game, but I still was able to get like the rest of the family out. So my mom got to see me. I feel like she believed in me, but I feel like that's when everybody else is like, all right, this thing, he's serious now. Like he on the MLB field now. So it was cool. It was a good experience. And it just keep me level headed. Like same with working at the 9 to 5. Yeah, I'll be having a lot of stuff going on. I'll be seeing like where I can't be if I work hard, but at the end of the day, I got to go to this 9 to 5 the next day. So it just keep me humbled.
Yeah, that's nice. Where'd you go to high school? Because I see you did say you played baseball. What high school did you go to?
So I went to Eisenhower High School. It's in Blue Island, Illinois. And then I ended up playing in college at Lincoln Christian University and then college at DuPage.
Lincoln Christian.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it sound like it. It just sound like it, man.
Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up? Far as like your hoodies and like how can somebody like purchase it? Like is it like, well, I know, but how does it go with like hats and stuff? Do they pick their hats they want and then you put it on there, or you pick the hoodies you put it on there? Like how does that go?
So right now, if you want to order anything right now my website is under construction because I believe in quality over quantity. So I'm trying to like give y'all like something that's really, really worth the wait. But right now I'm taking orders through my DM, which is _ MELIORA clothing. Meliora is _ Meliora clothing. Just shoot me a DM there, or you can shoot me on my personal, which is Ryan 5 _ FINAO. Just hit me on the DMs and then tell me what you want. But right now for sale, I got the puffer jackets. Those is kind of tricky because, you know, it's kind of getting out of season for the puffer jackets. We're going into the spring. But just shoot me a DM. Let me know your size or whatever. And then I can let you know what colors or whatever I have available. As far as the fitteds, the hat I'm wearing, the White Sox hat, the Los Angeles A's hat, and the Oakland A's hat, those are like the 3 first hats that I'm dropping. So right now, those are the 3 options. Then you just let me know your size or whatever. And then as far as like the fitted caps, I mean, not the fitted, the truckers and beanies, you know, just really with those, I try to go custom. So just tell me what color. I'm really free with those. So just tell me what color and then I'll get on it. Then hoodies and t-shirts, same thing. Just shoot me a DM and then we can talk about like what sizes and what color t-shirt or hoodie you like.
It's just like any color, any like, is it overfit, fitted? What is it?
So I got the regular fit and I got the oversized fit. So I'm trying to go like heavyweight on the t-shirts because I once again believe in quality over quantity. Same with the hoodies, just kind of like an oversized fit. I have the full zips as well, but really, it's more so just before I drop the website, I want to like give people one last chance to do like, you know, custom hats or one-on-one stuff, you know, to be different. Because once I drop the website, then this is gonna be strictly.
It's gonna be done.
Yes. Yeah. And, I mean, upon special request, but you know that'd be a little upcharge or whatever. But trying not to get too far from, you know, the message I'm trying to portray and what I'm trying to drop. Because I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff. Once I drop, I'm gonna just keep coming with stuff.
That sounds nice. I think I should have did one-on-one stuff because I just got all like, you know, regular, every same thing.
So but, be different.
Yeah, I like that though. Man, my shirts, my hoodies is taking a while to get here. I'm really not. You doing it all by yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't got right. I got different manufacturers overseas that's working on mine, but it's taking a minute. That's the downside of it. Like,
for sure.
I'm not physically working on it, but they are, and they taking their time. They got different clientele.
For sure.
So yeah, that's why usually my stuff take all day, all the time, because it's not me working on it. But hopefully I want to work on it. I want to get a team with me. And but again, I don't have time. And that's what I need. I need time. It's not like I want it. I need it for what I want. But it's like the same. I need it for what it's like the same. Like I want it. But yeah, I like that you do one-on-one stuff. So like say a person orders it, you get it done to them like a week or two. Not even like 2, like a week.
Yeah, honestly, it's because I've been out of town with work and everything. So usually when I'm in work, I'll probably get the hat or whatever done. Probably like 2-week turnaround. I mean, not 2-week, 2-day turnaround. But right now I'm just out of town, so weekends have been crazy for me. So I'll be out of town usually Monday through Friday, and then as soon as I get back Friday night, straight to it. So
you really only have the weekend to work.
Literally, I'm just doing the weekend right now. So I'll be just like after this, I got, you know, another interview. Well, it's more so like pulling up to the studio and everything, but I got another thing for my brand. So it's like I'll just be having the power stuff on top of each other. So
you've been going to the studio recently. How'd you get into that? Giving to rappers and stuff.
Honestly, with the studio, we been going to the studio. Shout out my cousin El Bando. He just dropped yesterday, but he really the one that got me into like I always had an eye for not an eye, but like an ear for music. I always liked music. But he really got me into like the studio scene. So I'm like, man, that's cool. I like being around it. You know, I love music. So I just like being around it. Then the environment and the vibes is different. So I got we've been doing the studio probably since like 2018, 2019. So it's been a long time. But as far as the studios and other rappers, I got a buddy, he go by DJ Skinny, but he used to I used to kind of be like his assistant and everything. I used to really just carry his mixing board, and we used to go to shows and everything. And it's like I was into the fashion already, but I didn't have my clothing brand at the time. So that's what I was kind of pursuing and everything. But I just be around all the rappers, and I didn't look at it like, man, he got all emotion and everything. Like I looked at it more so like, man, how can I be relevant? Like what can I do to still be around this environment? So it's finding my niche, and I feel like I found it through my clothing brand. So as far as rappers, sometimes I'll reach out to them, sometimes they'll reach out to me. It could be a phone call, FaceTime, DM on Instagram. It's usually DM through Instagram or just like word of mouth or whatever. But I usually only do stuff with like rappers or like, baseball players or professionals when it's genuine. I don't really just force anything. Like I'm not gonna double text you or nothing. If they want it, they want it. If not, I'm just on to the next one. So it's like building a relationship with them too. It ain't just, oh yeah, just buy this hat and post it. Like, you're actually trying to, build something with them and, grow with them, elevate stuff like that. So,
is it anybody you want to meet or want to like give your brand to, or they shop with you? Just someone you want like to wear your stuff. Is it someone out there?
I mean, I really rock with anybody, to be honest, because I feel like support is support. But as far as the rappers, I'm from Chicago, so
it can be rappers, athletes, anybody,
for sure.
Literally.
Shoot, as far as rappers, it'd probably be like Lil Durk. I call him Herb. I don't really call him G Herbo, because we've been listening to him, but Herb and probably Polo G. I met Polo G back in 2020, so he was like the first celebrity I met. Well, celebrity status at the time, like I met. Then I'm like, man, it's cool. Like he the one that made it like normal for me. I'm like, man, I was thinking like, how people be starstruck and everything, but he just made it seem so cool. So I'm like, man, it's like the first person I met that was just normal. So that's when I realized like, you could, even when you elevate and you get this status, you could still be the same person. Like you don't gotta switch up, or he got a lot of humility, so he real humble. I just rocked with that. But athletes, it'll probably be like D Rose. I'm really locked in with the baseball right now. So as far as baseball, I don't really kind of like put a cap on it, because I really don't know what to expect. I just know like what I'm trying to do. I kind of want to branch into like the NFL more. I want to get some hockey. I'm trying to be different. I'm getting into like the music and everything. I want to do more than just rap. I want to get some country, even get some Latin music. Just be different. Boxing.
Gotta be tough.
No, for
Latin
sure.
Music, yeah. I think you should do that Latin music.
I'm just trying to be versatile with everything, and I just don't want to, put a cap to my creativity, because I feel like the sky the limit. So as long as you dream big, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. So I got my short term goals, and then I got my long term goals. And like last year, my long term goals was getting one to like MLB player or like a rapper, but that ended up becoming like a short term goal, because I feel like if you dream unrealistic and you work towards that goal, the unrealistic dream is gonna become realistic. So I just kept working, and now since I achieved some of the dreams, some of the goals that I had before, just keep adding on to it.
Yeah, you got to reach the sky. What's a new goal you got right now?
Another long term goal was to have my stuff in like Times Square. So I ended up getting like a billboard placement in Times Square, like early January. So like that one was like super shocking. Shout out to 410 Magazine and Big K Beezy. He a rapper from Chicago. But they did a little like collab, and Beezy had my hat on. So it was on the billboard in Times Square. So that was cool. So now I think I want to just like,
you gotta stop calling them short term goals, because you get them like this.
So it's just keep working towards them. So as far as goals, like I want to have my stuff in a fashion show. I want to have like a Paris runway show. I want to, eventually have my own store. So I'm just going to keep dreaming big. And I don't want to just be clothing as well. So like, I want to branch out in other stuff. I want to have like an amusement park. I want to do a lot of, have a bunch of different revenues.
Like your own music?
Bro, I'm trying to do like Walt Disney, like Six Flags. Like.
Oh, okay, that's a bit, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, have a resort for families, come stay. Just want to be different. They can come shop, I want to have like a property space where we can have like a studio. You come do the podcast. We can have a recording studio. Right. I got homies that cut hair. They could, cut in the back, still had a shop. So just trying to be different.
That's like real estate. You trying to get into real estate?
Everything. I'm trying to have my own trucking company. I started researching like logistics and everything too. So
I think I did the same thing in like 2020, just researching everything.
Got to, man.
I did. I had a real estate class. I got my training certificate that year. I tried to do CDL. I tried to get my CDL. Clothing brand, obviously. I had the idea for the podcast. YouTube. Podcast and YouTube is like totally different, because I'm trying to get more video out to y'all, but I don't have a camera. So stay tuned with that. It's a lot. I had I had a lot. It's written down somewhere, but I had a lot. But yeah, it's just that I feel like that what made me an entrepreneur. Like I had different like hustles and stuff like that. None of this taught me in school. No CDL, no, not even being your podcast, YouTube. None of that is in school. But they have the LGBTU history, like not Black history, not not credit, not housing, not none of that. But I just thought that was crazy. But I think that's what made me be an entrepreneur. Really, I just had that mind for it. Like school was never fun for me. I only went just to play ball. Had to be eligible, and
for sure.
You know, you had to. So once that stopped in COVID, it was like I have really nothing. No ball, just school. Don't want to go to school, and it is online, and the teachers don't care, just like we don't care. It's all bad. That's really the downfall of me going back to school. I really want to get my degree, just because it give me more opportunity, even though I don't think I need it. And it's just like I want to get it because of my mom. Really, she said she really want me to get it, just because I asked her why one day. It was just because our people had to fight for it back then. Sure. And I felt that for her. And I told her probably not now. So later on, I'll probably get it.
Same thing with your own timing. Like I don't got my degree either, but like I ended up switching my major. I was a business major at first, you know, so I was learning like the business side. I was learning stocks and everything, and then I started doing like my clothing brand. So it's just like now I want to change it to like fashion and design. But it's like I could go back to school, but it's like pay all that money for what? What can they really teach me that I can't teach myself? So that's what I'm more so under right now. But I do eventually plan to go back. Like my mom, she got her master's. My sister got her master's. My younger brother in school right now, he an underclassman. So like that'd be motivating me too. But you know, it's just with your own timing, bro.
Yeah.
Same with dropping, like with your own time. If you let people rush you, then you got to do it when you ready.
That was my first mistake. I let them rush me.
Yeah, like even right now, like even with my website and everything, I've been doing this since like 10 months now. And like I could have been dropped. I know I could have been dropped. But it's like, I know if I'm being patient and doing when I'm ready, when I'm dropped, it's time to do numbers. Like I ain't even trying to take the shortcut. Like I'm trying to do it big every time. Like every time I get a platform, I'm just trying to do it bigger each time. Just elevate. So like I'm ready for the drop. It's gonna be coming real soon. I'm trying to get everything in order. And then it's kind of weird. It's kind of like I'm setting myself back too because I'm out of town every week. So I only be home, you know, Saturday and Sunday. So it's just like trying to, you know, just it's teaching me, you know, time preparation and how to make the most of your time and everything. But it's just a learning lesson.
Do you be having ideas when you like at work or out of town and you just gotta wait till the weekend to like really like write it down or execute it? Or?
Nah, man, I keep my phone on me, man.
Oh, so you just okay?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like everything, it just be just me. So it just be like my ideas. You know, obviously like the guys are like I have people around me that help me. Like you know, they give me little ideas and stuff like that. But you know, really like they just come to me. I don't really think too much of it. Like I use fashion as like an outlet to express myself. So like sometimes you'll see me wearing the bright colors. Sometimes like a day like today is ugly outside. I'm just in the all black. So, you know, I just use it to express how I'm feeling sometimes. But as far as like it coming to me, it just come naturally. It's just I just cook something up in my head, or like even with the hats, my brand name Meliora. So I just took the A off the hat and just spilled my brand out. You know, I just was being different, just trying new things. And I ended up liking it. Same with this hoodie. I just made this hoodie yesterday. So that's like a sample. But you know, I'm gonna see how they mess with it. And then if they like it, then I'm gonna drop it.
Right.
That's really how I be doing it. I'll make it first, just playing around. Then I'll drop a picture on Instagram, see like the feedback I get from it. And if it's, you know, more positive than negative, then yeah, I'll drop it.
Would you what advice would you give somebody that's just starting up for a clothing line or their own thing like you did, or just any entrepreneur?
As far as like starting, because honestly, it took me like 2 years to start my brand. Because you think of like the failure. You ain't thinking of like your success right away. And that's another thing I feel like sometimes if you do think of the success right away, it leads you from like the path you got to take through it. So as far as like just starting, you just gotta start. Like you gonna learn as you go. So you just can't be afraid to make mistakes, and you can't be comfortable with being comfortable. Like you gotta be uncomfortable with being comfortable. You gotta always like, it's good to make mistakes. You'll rather learn now than learn later. That's how I feel like. And you gotta look at L's like, don't look at an L as like a loss. You gotta look at it as a lesson learned. So let's be positive and optimistic about everything, and embrace the lows just as much how you're gonna embrace the highs, because that's gonna make it, make you appreciate it more too. Seeing everything, your visions come to life. Like instead of just blowing up, I would rather take the slow route and just like, embrace the lows, because now you remember how far you came. You're like, man, I remember when I just had this. Like I remember I spent my last 100 to make a hat and ship it out. So it's like I look how far I came now, but I remember those lows just as much as I remember the highs now. Like now, I'm not saying we living or nothing, but we getting close to our dreams. Like now we could call up a rapper and go kick it in the studio, or like, bring some merch, or go to a game, basketball game, get courtside seats and stuff like that. It'd be fun, but at the end of the day, it's still working too. But we just gotta just go in head first, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, because that's the only way you're gonna learn.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. My first mistake was letting them pressure me to drop, and not thinking that I'll see that success. Like I thought I was gonna sell out the amount of people that was like, yeah, that's hard. I'm a cop. That's another thing. Just because they said they're gonna cop don't mean drop it thinking you finna sell out, thinking you finna get like 6 figures off your first drop. You finna have slow days, you finna have fast days, you finna have days where nobody say nothing. You have all type of days, and you just got to stay consistent. That's what I really found out.
Yeah, consistency is very important for sure.
Man, that when I literally posted that first picture of the world, the one life, I had like my DMs filled telling me to drop it, and that what made me go drop it. I had went to somebody locally, and it wasn't how I wanted it. It's not really how I wanted it. I really wanted a heavyweight. I wanted the quality better. I wanted neck tags. I wanted hang tags. But I let people rush me thinking I'm finna sell out, and that was my first mistake. But I definitely learned from it. I definitely say whatever you want to do, just do it. Most definitely do your research on it, but just definitely do it so you can learn from it, get that experience from it, and nobody gonna really put you on with anything. So
yeah,
really,
you gotta get on your own for sure.
I feel like nobody really put you on. So if it is not me putting you on, just go do it. Like just go do it. Yeah. I really can't help y'all. Just go do it.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency too, for sure. You gotta be consistent with
Very consistent. Cause one day that one day you might not post, or might not make something, or might not have that idea. That could have been the day you blow up.
For sure.
And just like he said, don't take that blow up as being big-headed or thinking you better than what you is. Just stay humble, stay consistent every day, and just keep it level-headed. But who else would you want to see on this show and want their brand to be out there?
Man, it's a lot of entrepreneurs, but I feel like Roper Rich would be a good person.
Roper Rich, who is that?
He's a artist from Chicago. He reside in Atlanta now, but his brand is Wicheza. It's real popular in like the streetwear and like the rap community.
You say he's in Atlanta now?
Yeah, he in Atlanta right now.
Probably get up with him. I was supposed to go to Atlanta anyway. I got to shoot with G-Ball and Kyle next.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get up with them for a while, but if I go to Atlanta, I could get 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's how you gotta look at it. I was gonna say too, if the brand, you gotta network like crazy. Yeah. Like, don't be afraid to, to speak up sometimes and get your stuff out there, because you your own promoter. When you first start off, if you don't like your stuff enough to wear it, then how you expect somebody else to like your stuff enough to wear it?
Man, that's exactly what I thought, because man, I was just talking to somebody yesterday about it. I was like, man, I don't know, man. There's one guy. I was another thing. Don't worry about the next man. Don't. I was watching somebody else, and I was looking at the brand. I'm like, it's really not that. To me, it don't look like all that. And I'm like, but he getting a lot of money. His people buying. I'm like, should I make things that people want, or should I make things that I want? And it's just stuff that goes on in your mind. And everybody gonna have them thoughts, but I had to come down and think like, nah, I'm doing this for me. what I like, what I want to wear. If y'all like a thing, y'all buy it. I'm not making things. I'm making things for y'all for sure, but it's more than just what I'm making. It's a message behind it. So that's what I had to stay away from that. I had to stop worrying about the next man. I just had to come down and be like, all right, Ish, come on. We got to make things for us.
For sure.
What we like, what I like to wear.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta have just tunnel vision with it. Like you can't, like you said, you can't look at the next man. You gotta realize, like, because if you think about it like this, the energy you wasting looking at the next man, you could be converting that energy into what you doing, into your niche. So, just stay consistent and just not saying you could, obviously you could network and sometimes people give you advice, so certain stuff like that. But that's just part of networking. But you can't always look at the next man. Like when you really lock in with yourself and you got tunnel vision and you realize like your only competition is yourself, then that's when you gonna realize like, all right, I could do this. Like I'm not worried about what he going on. I'm gonna see him at the top regardless. That's the mindset you gotta have.
Man, that's the one thing I always talk about is go against yourself. Me versus me. Go against the man in the mirror every day, all day. That's what go with health. Health, finance, brand, whatever you're doing, don't look at the next person as I should be like him. I should be better than him. Basketball, athletes, anything, co-workers, people getting raises, you not. Come on, hey, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
say don't do it. I did it. Probably a lot of us did it, but don't do it. Just worried about yourself. Time will come. God got you. Just be patient with any and everything. You don't gotta rush for nothing.
So God's timing. That's what I'm big on too. You just gotta realize everybody got their own path. Like everybody write their own story. Nobody's story is the same. So, God put people on earth for everybody got their own purpose. Everybody got a different purpose. So you just gotta find that purpose and just live your life the right way.
Man, I appreciate you coming out, man.
So man.
Just long overdue. Supposed to do it last month, but some things got going on. But I appreciate you coming out, dropping some gems. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Episode 3 is in the books, and I'll catch you guys next time.